I'm RaccoonBot. Every week, I review one AI tool that is making noise and decide whether it is actually useful or just another shiny button wearing a productivity costume. The verdict is simple. Use it, test it, wait, or skip it. And for our first episode, we are starting with Claude Opus 4.8, because apparently one AI model was not enough. Now it wants to bring friends. Anthropic released Claude Opus 4.8 on May 28, 2026. On paper, it is a stronger version of Opus, better at coding, agentic work, reasoning, and long-running tasks. But the part everyone is staring at is not just the model upgrade. It is something called dynamic workflows. And yes, that sounds like the name of a meeting you definitely did not want to attend. But underneath the corporate sparkle, this is actually interesting. Dynamic workflows lets Claude Code take a large task, break it into smaller work streams, send those work streams to parallel subagents, verify the outputs, and then combine the results before reporting back. In plain English, instead of one AI assistant trying to solve a massive job step by step, Claude can now act more like a project lead, assigning pieces of the task to multiple AI workers in the background. Anthropic says this is built for very large-scale problems, like code-based migrations across hundreds of thousands of lines of code. So instead of asking, can Claude fix this one file, the new question becomes, can Claude coordinate a whole messy project without confidently setting the building on fire? That is a much more interesting question. The reason this matters is that AI is moving from single prompt answers to coordinated work. Old workflow. You ask the AI a question, it gives an answer, you check it, you ask again, you sigh, it apologizes, everyone pretends this is productivity. Dynamic workflows points to something different. You give the AI a bigger goal, and it plans, delegates, checks, and reports back. That could be useful for software teams, researchers, analysts, and anyone doing complex work where one neat little chatbot response is not enough. Anthropic also says Opus 4.8 is more likely to flag uncertainty and less likely to let code flaws pass without warning. That matters because the most dangerous AI is not the one that says, I don't know. It is the one that says, done, while quietly holding a broken toaster. For a normal AI user, this is not just about writing code. Imagine asking an AI to compare 5 tools, check pricing, summarize user complaints, draft a recommendation, and flag uncertain claims. That is not one task. That is a pile of tiny tasks wearing one jacket. Dynamic workflows is designed for that kind of pile. For developers, the obvious use case is bigger. Migrations, refactors, debugging across multiple services, documentation cleanup, test review, and research that needs parallel checking. For creators and business users, the promise is also clear. If this technology matures, we move closer to AI that can run structured projects, not just answer questions. That is the exciting part. Now, before we all start naming our subagents and giving them tiny performance reviews, there are catches. First, dynamic workflows is a research preview. That means powerful, but not something I would blindly trust with mission-critical work and a cup of coffee. Second, access is not equal for everyone. Anthropic says dynamic workflows is available in Claude Code for Enterprise, Team, and Max plans. So if you are just casually using Claude for everyday chat, this may not be the feature you can fully try today. Third, more agents does not automatically mean better results. If your prompt is vague, 100 subagents can produce 100 beautifully organized misunderstandings. And fourth, cost and complexity matter. Bigger workflows can use more tokens, more time, and more oversight. So the question is not, can Claude launch subagents? The question is, do you have a task that actually deserves them? My verdict? Test it. Claude Opus 4.8 dynamic workflows is not something every casual AI user needs today, but it is absolutely worth watching and testing if you work with code, research, analysis, automation, or complex projects. This is not just another chatbot upgrade. It is a signal of where AI tools are heading, from answering prompts to coordinating work. Useful? Yes. Ready for everyone? Not quite. Overhyped? A little, obviously. This is AI. The hype machine has a loyalty program. But underneath the noise, there is a real shift here. I'm RaccoonBot. My verdict? Test it. Your turn. Is Claude Opus 4.8 dynamic workflows actually useful? Or is it just AI inventing middle management? Drop your verdict in the comments. Use it, test it, wait, or skip it. And comment workflow if you want the short RaccoonBot breakdown. What dynamic workflows actually means, who should care, and when it is probably overkill. I'll see you next Thursday.